Good morning, student. Welcome to social science class. Okay, student, in the previous class, we have already started a new chapter of history, that is chapter number 10, 18th century political formation. In that class, we have studied about the reason of the declination of Mughal Empire. What was the reason behind it? What was the situation of the Mughal Empire, the last Mughal Empire, and what was the situation of the state that were under the Mughals? Means the state that was under the Mughal, like Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. We have studied all that thing in the previous class. In this class, we will continue with the same chapter. Okay, the next topic we are going to study, that is seizing independence. Means that is the third group, the state which are under the Sikh, Maratha and the Jats. So now, right now we are going to study this about the states which are under the Sikh. During the 17th century, just remember that during the 17th century, Sikh built religional state that is known as Punjab. They make their own state that is known as Punjab. Several battles were fought by Guru Gobind Singh against Rajput and Mughal rulers. Means the Sikh have fought many battles. After the death of Guru Gobind Singh, that is in 1708, the Khalsa rose in revolt against the Mughal authority. They were against the Mughal authority. They fought so many wars under Banda Bahadur leadership. There was a name, that is Banda Bahadur. He lead the war against the Mughal after the Guru Gobind Singh. Banda Bahadur was captured in 1715 and executed in 1716. It doesn't mean that the wars were stopped after the Banda Bahadur. No, the Sikh territories in the late 18th century expanded. Means many people had joined. So extended from the Indus to the Jamuna, but they were divided under different rulers. Means many rulers were over there and they were fighting wars with Mughals and Rajput, but they were all different apart. There was a name, that is Maharaja Ranjit Singh. He played a very important role during the Sikh. Why? Because he reunited or he reunited these groups and established his capital at Lahore in 1799. Okay, now we are going to study about the states which were under the Marathas. When we heard the name Maratha, one name always came in our mind, that is Shivaji. Okay, the Shivaji, that is from 1627 to 1680, carved out a stable Maratha kingdom with the support of powerful warrior families, to whom we call Deshmukh. With the help of these family, Shivaji built a very strong kingdom. After Shivaji's death, effective power in the Maratha state was exercised by the family of Chitpavan Brahmans, who served Shivaji's successor as Peshwa. Means after Shivaji, these people, the family of Chitpavan Brahmans, had taken the responsibility to take care of the Marathas' kingdoms. Under the Peshwas, the Maratha developed a very successful military organization. between 1720 and 1761, the Maratha Empire expand, means they increase in size. Maratha gradually captured Malwa, Gujarat, and the entire Deccan Peninsula. Two more points are over there, that during this, under the Peshwa, the Maratha developed an effective administration system, and he also gained new trade routes emerged within the area that was controlled by the Marathas. Okay, now we are going to study about the state that were under the Jats. The Jat consolidated their power during the 17th and the 18th century. Under their leader, whose name was Churaman, they acquired control over territories situated to the west of the city of Delhi. They control that area. The Jat were basically prosperous agriculturists. The important trading centers in the area that were under the Jat were Panipat and Ballabgarh. These were the two important trading route, you can say. Under Suraj Mal, the kingdom of Bharatpur emerged as a strong state. Okay, student, this is all for today. Have a nice day.